Alright, hey everyone, Noah Walker here, back with my video series, Accumulated Knowledge for Team Cardhoarder. This week I'm going to be playing some Miracles against fellow Team Cardhoarder member Devin Kepke, playing Shardless Bug. Here we are in another match, and yes, I would like to play first. Alright, this hand is not very good. There's no blue sources, 2 clicks, top is great, and so is counterbalance, but with no blue sources, I don't really think I can keep this hand, so I'm going to mulligan. But this hand, on the other hand, is much better. Ooh, and there's a Brainstorm. I'm going to keep it on top. So the reason the Brainstorm is so good is because we can put the Terminus back on top. I'm going to lead off with Caracas, just in case he has something like a Wasteland, because I'd much rather him Wasteland the Caracas than the Tundra here. So. And, yeah. Seems to have paid off alright, as he just snapped it off immediately on our Caracas. Ooh, a second Wasteland. The second Wasteland's pretty rough. Hopefully we have a land up there. Yeah. The island's definitely good. It's not amazing or anything, because now we don't have any white sources to cast this Terminus or this Plow, but Island is certainly much better than missing our land drop here, so. And we also can use the top this end of turn, hopefully hit something. If not, next turn we can use it again, or even cast the Brainstorm. A little more inclined to use the top until we are certain that we have lands. But, alright. Not great. I think I want to draw the counterbalance here. I don't know particularly if it's the most relevant thing ever. Ooh. Yeah, missing on a land twice is kind of rough. So it's possible there I should have cast the Brainstorm and then started using the top after, but I'm not really sure. Baleful Strix is fine. All right, draw this Plow. Yeah, I'm gonna Brainstorm this time. Ooh, okay. Super lucky that we found the land there. I'm just gonna put a couple Terminus back on top. Play a fetch land, and I'm not going to crack it because I'll just crack it after we draw the Terminus and we can play it. Alright, yeah, take one from Mistrix. This game is definitely looking okay, though. Shardless. Hopefully it just cascades into some creature. Oh. Ancestral Vision, you say? I suppose that's a pretty fine card. Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot we can do about that. Luckily, he's already played a land this turn, so he has to discard 2 cards. I might stop on upkeep, actually. So, I think I'm going to try and set up for a better Terminus. Maybe that's not very possible, though. Draw and click here isn't particularly great. But I guess it's better than using a Terminus right now, actually, so this is fine. The fact that he discarded a Brainstorm just can't be that great for us. Goif is fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna even turn off the upkeep stop for now, because Miracle Terminus, crack this fetch. He probably has a force, more than likely. He has 7 cards in hand. He discarded a Verdant Catacombs and then missed a land drop, which seems a little peculiar to me. He's going to brainstorm a response. That is a-okay. It's a little annoying if he finds the force here. But, so there's already one. So he'd have to have one of the other 2 or 3. Which is definitely possible, but... just really hoping this Terminus resolves. I have a feeling it's not gonna. Yeah, he has the force. So I think it's really important to have this Terminus resolve. So I'm gonna spin the top in response and hope that we have our own force of will on top. Ooh, and we do. Just like we wrote it up. And both those lands are great too. I'm going to pitch the Counterbalance, I think. I don't think Counterbalance is great in this matchup. Alright, so we have 2 Swords of Plowshares, which is fantastic. You get to play a top next turn and a plow something. Shardless Agent. It's fine. Cascade into Ancestral Vision. A blind one, too, because he just brainstormed, so he knew that the top card was the Shardless Agent, but he didn't know about that Ancestral Vision, so... both of his Shardless Agents cascading into Ancestral's a little rough for us. But he's missed a land drop again. That's kind of unlucky. So these plows are going to be really good this game. I kind of just want to take 2 from this. It's not that threatening, and we have a Snapcaster Mage to block it, so I think it's fine to take a hit from this Shardless. Goyf resolves. Yeah, definitely plowing that, though. Boom, a land, perfect. So this game is looking pretty fine, actually. Just because we have so many good cards, really. So I kind of want to plow this. It doesn't seem great, but we have a Snapcaster for another plow, and I'm kind of just sick of taking 2. That might have been a little greedy, or just unnecessary, but... another Goyf, perfect. Alright, 3rd Vision. Death Ray, okay. Spin the top. Counterbalance, which isn't great. We have lands, though, which is pretty good. Maybe we want the Counterbalance, though. We definitely want to land. Just because we have the Jace. Counterbalance will almost definitely counter the Ancestral Vision later, which is great. But he hasn't been, he hasn't been casting a lot of cards in his hand, and which means that he almost certainly has Abrupt Decay. So I think I'm just going to keep a Tarn. Because we're going to get basic Plains, basic Island with these. Oh, man. Yeah, I messed up pretty badly there. So I should have just fetched Snapcaster Plow the Tarmogoyf because he's Deathrite Shaman up, and I didn't really realize that. So that was actually a really big mistake. So I'm going to see if my top will get me out of it. Alright, Brainstorm's okay. Click's okay. But we already have a click. We already have top in play. So those cards are not amazing. Man, that was a really big screw up actually. I kind of just want to dig for Terminus here. I feel like that might be the best option that I have. Maybe it's just play click here and chump block. I don't know. Seems really bad, but so does taking 4 at 10 against a Deathrite Shaman and a Creeping Tar Pit. So I'm gonna see how this click fares. Alright, so his hand is Brainstorm, Deathrite, Decay, Pulse, and a Delta. The Pulse is really good against our Jace. Brainstorm is just the best card in his hand, without a doubt, so I'm kind of leaning towards taking that. I think the best way for us to get out of this game is to Miracle Terminus anyways, so I'm really leaning towards just taking the Brainstorm here. Then, like, if he plays a second Deathrite Shaman, then we're in a pretty good spot. So yeah, I'll take that. Because if we Miracle Terminus, then we have Snapcaster Mage on Plow for the Tar Pit, so I have a feeling that would be our best way to get ahead in this game. If he just keeps the Deathrite in hand, then it's a little annoying because we don't have a great way to deal with threats one at a time necessarily. But yeah, I'm snap chump blocking here. So this place does seem kind of bad, but as I said before, I think the best way to win this game is to have a Terminus on top. So I'm pretty sure that just chump blocking is best here. Ooh, okay. That's him playing another Deathrite is pretty risky business, I think. And a Strix. Yeah, he's just jamming out everything. He's like hoping for the no Terminus, I suppose. Upkeep, spin top. And there is the Terminus. So I think I'm gonna put so does he have an Ancestral Visions exiled? Okay, so it has 3 counters on it. So we're gonna want to play this counterbalance at some point, possibly. But I think the land is more important. So counterbalance, land, Terminus. Draw this Terminus. Yes, I would like to play it. Pay a white. He does get to exile the Sword Splashers, which isn't bad. In fact, it's pretty great for him. But, so is that Terminus. So we know he has Abrupt Decay, Maelstrom Pulse, and 2 cards we don't know about. Probably going to start getting in there with the Creeping Tar Pit. Yeah. I'll spin the top in response. Might as well, you know. Alright, counterbalance, Volk. Man, I really wish counterbalance could counter Abrupt Decay. But it can't. I'm just really struggling on how we're gonna beat this Ancestral Visions. Like, if we could... Well, I suppose next turn we could draw the Volk. There's no that we can play both the counterbalances before the Vision resolves, which is what the real goal would be. So I think it's fine to just take a hit from this. I almost want to play the Jason Plus, but that play just can't be good, so I'm not going to do that. You can play the Vulcan pass. However, I think next turn, I'll likely just play the Jason Brainstorm. Make him use the Pulse on it. Him? No. So I guess that just forces me to Snapcaster Brainstorm. So what we could do is Snapcaster on the Swords to Plowshares, basically saving us a hit from the Target this turn. But I think it's almost better to keep our Jace around on top of our library. So I'll just Snapcaster Brainstorm. It does suck that we're just dead in 2 turns to the Tar Pit, but I think that saving our Jace is slightly better than, playing to win this game as opposed to playing to survive. Seems a little better when your opponent has a Ancestral Vision suspended, so. Alright, I think that Jason Click are better than Counterbalance here, knowing his hand, so. Just gonna discard those. I'm sure he'll fetch so they can use the Tar Pit to swing in. I'm just really hoping there's, another Terminus on top or a Swords to Plowshares or a Snapcaster so that we don't die to this. Alright, it's none of those, so just put back the island, click Jace. So this Brainstorm's gonna have to be mighty good to not die to this Tar Pit. And we're gonna have to hope he doesn't draw anything good on his vision. Because if he gets something like a Force of Will, or has a Force of Will and draws a blue card, then we're just definitely like 100% dead. So here, since we know the top 2 cards, I'm definitely going to fetch before using the top. We could just use top and hope that the 3rd card is exactly Terminus, but fetching gives us more hits. It could also be a plow, of course, but alright. Okay, so he's putting us to exactly plow being our out by Abrupt Decaying now, which is a pretty good play. Because now if there isn't the 1 plow we have left in the top 3 cards, then we die. Okay, we would have died anyways, but that's fine. We can bluff the plow here. So this game, I feel like I'm not really sure what went wrong. Maybe it was using the plow on the Shardless agent. What definitely went wrong was not Snapcaster plowing one of the Goyfs when he had the Deathrite in play. But that like interaction actually ended up super favorable for us. We got to Miracle of Terminus that it got more value out of it. We got to chump block with a click and have full information on his hand. So I don't actually know, I feel like I misplayed. It ended up profitably for me, and then we still just got crushed, so. Yep, we are dead to this Tar Pit. Alright. Alright, so. Maybe this matchup is just really bad. I'm gonna go into the sideboard, see what I can do. what looks better. His deck only plays 2 basic lands, so I think back to basics is definitely great. I'm still not sure if Rest in Peace is the best, but it's got to be good, seeing as how eight of his best threats are just turned off by Rest in Peace. And then I think I like 1 Pyroblast, 1 Red Elemental Blast, just because we don't really have any great way to answer a Jace already in play, so I think this is the best way. Wear and Tear is okay. It hits Shardless, and it hits something like Sylvan Library if they play it, and it hits the Strixes too, but I don't think it's worth it. I think that all this stuff is just better. I think I'm just going to keep trying boarding out the counterbalances and the snaps. It might be right to keep in some snaps when I board in Rest in Peace, but I think the non-bow of possibly ever drawing a snap once we have Rest in Peace in play is too high to want to keep it in. So I'm just going to keep boarding like this, and hopefully we can win a game in this matchup. It's been going really bad so far, so yes, I would like to play. Okay, this is definitely a keep. It has basic land, which is great, and the top has a Pyroblast, which is pretty great also, and Force of Will and blue card, so. The Terminus isn't fantastic to have in hand, but it'd be good if we found something like a Brainstorm, so. Thoughtseize is fine. There's nothing you can really take that hurts our hand all that much. He'll probably take either the Force of Will or the Pyroblast. Those are definitely the best cards. I kind of want to upkeep spin the top. So yeah, he took the Pyroblast, which makes sense. He probably has something like Ancestral Visions in his hand or something. Okay. So all these cards are kind of poopy. We definitely don't want the Entreat or the Venser. Keeping Click is okay. I'm pretty glad that I decided to use the top on upkeep, because just drawing one of those cards at random is like pretty bad, I think. But okay, so no land Brainstorm. We could get really, really greedy here and just Force of Will this Brainstorm. But that's probably not the right play, so I'm just going to let it resolve. So if we Force of Will the Brainstorm, we're on 2 cards to his 5, but we have more lands and a top. But if we Force of Will the Brainstorm, then he has a land, then it's just like not doing anything. It's like useless. Alright, Deathrite's fine. Sucks here that I feel like I kind of have to fetch up the Tundra, because it's bad against Wasteland, but I want to have the white and a blue, so Plow is pretty good though. I'm just gonna draw the Plow and use it. So there I could have used the top, or spun the top, like the top 3. And then if there was a land, drawn it. But definitely going to look at the top 3 now, though. Alright, so there's still not a land, which is pretty annoying. But there's a Click, and a Rest in Peace, and a Reb. So those are all pretty fine. And I think I am going to Force of Will this him. It's like letting it resolve, but we get to choose what we keep. And I think keeping Venser and a Terminus for when we draw a Force, or sorry, for when we draw a Brainstorm is better than just letting it resolve. So Rest in Peace. Ancestral, okay. Upkeep, spin. Just really hoping we can find a land at some point soon. Oh, there's a land. So we can put the Reb last because we currently don't have a red source. So once we find a fetch, though, we'll have it all, pretty much. Oh no. Liliana. I'll spin the top. Ooh, okay, so Tarn is great. We can draw the click. Play it. Huh. So he's definitely going to plus the Liliana. We'll discard the Terminus. Next turn is the real question about what we want to do. We could draw the Tarn, then play the Venser, and just shuffle away the click and the Reb. But those cards seem really good. We could just discard the Venser, draw the click, play the click. So I definitely want to draw the Tarn. And I think that I want click to be the card after that. So I'm going to put Reb, click, Tarn. Let Lily resolve, discard the Terminus, and then make decisions from there. Alright, you decided to discard Deluge, which makes some sense. Play the Tarn here. 2 counters still on the Vision. Okay, here is the moment of truth. I think that we're just fine letting this Liliana happen, as much as I want to Venser it. Like, I want to Venser it really badly, but I think that I'm just going to let it happen. And then draw the click, play the click, click in. So he discarded him. Pulse the Rest in Peace. Okay. That's fine, I think. Just gonna draw with it. Play click. Click in. And I'm going to take that Chase the Mind Sculptor. Definitely. As much of a nombo as it is with the Liliana, it's definitely right to take the Jace there. So now we got the top, attack the Lily. So this game, I actually feel like we're really favored this one, because we have the Reb on top to counter the Vision. The best thing you can do here is minus with, or the best thing you can do is have a removal spell and then trying to get rid of her. Activations of top, that's so annoying. But I think it's going to be fine. Unless he decides to name something like Scalding Tarn. That'd be gas. Okay, yeah, just top. Yeah, definitely get a minus with his Liliana. Okay, so not in as good of a spot as if he hadn't drawn the Pithing Needle, but with the Reb here, we're definitely doing okay. Gonna stop the upkeep stops for us for now. F6. Yeah, it's really good that we have this. Really wish we could have got like a red-white source or something, just in case we drew like a Strix. That's such a good draw here. Just 2 cards, one of which is like an okay threat, so that's annoying. Really hope we can get something like a Jace. Terminus. So we haven't drawn a Brainstorm yet, I don't think. So maybe I just want to keep this Terminus in case we do. Yeah, I'm not going to cast it. So it sucks that not casting it means that he kind of knows that we have it. Just Gizmodo. But I think it's better to save it in case we draw a Brainstorm. Actually seems much better than just snapping it off on just a Baleful Strix. Because Baleful Strix isn't that threatening. So I suppose knowing that he brings in something like Pithing Needle for Sensei's Divining Top, then it'd be better to board in some number of Wear and Tears in this matchup. Because it has multiple applications already between Baleful Strix and Shardless Agent. So if we can also hit something like Pithing Needle, then it's probably worth the slot. Hopefully this isn't like a Liliana. Shardless. Okay. Decay. Decay is fine. Ooh. That's actually a pretty juicy draw. It does shut off our use of Volcanic Island, but as soon as we draw a Brainstorm, we're like pretty far ahead in this game. I'm not even going to play that land in case you draw the Brainstorm. We're on a 3-turn clock. Yeah, Creeping Turret's a hilarious draw when we have Back to Basics in play. Ooh, we drew the Brainstorm. Perfect. So I'm just going to put 2 Terminus back on top. Ooh, and we have a Scalding Tarn too, which is great. As soon as he draws something like Abrupt Decay, though, he's back in it, so... Yeah, I'm just gonna F6 that. Yes, I would like to Miracle that Terminus. Then I'm gonna Ponder. Ooh. So Entreat, Force of Will, Terminus. I kind of think that we have to shuffle this. So what we're looking for right now is a threat, and anything really. A Snapcaster, just like anything sort of like that. We word out Snapcaster, so actually that's not something we could draw. But something sort of like that. I think I'm gonna keep this Brainstorm for like one more draw. Just because it's like one of our most valuable cards, and I just want to get deeper into the deck before we cast them all. Another Back to Basics. Good, but not insane. Kind of want to put back Karakas and this Back to Basics. We can decide if we want to keep it if he draws like a Decay or something, but for now, I don't think it's worth it. Gosh, this deck just takes so long. Oh, I did not mean to let that Thoughtseize resolve. Man, that's really unfortunate, actually. So I don't think that I'm going to keep this Back to Basics on top. I think I'm just going to fetch this. But it's okay. As soon as we draw... Okay, yeah, I was going to say, as soon as we draw something like Jace, then we're super far ahead. Because now we can just dictate what he draws every turn. I think I'm going to fetch down to 2, though. Gonna let him keep it. Definitely doesn't have a basic island, so yeah, I'm just gonna let him keep that too. I'm just gonna let him keep that too. It doesn't look like he has a land, so. So yeah, our plan is just to ultimate this Jace. We just need one more turn of plussing on it, and then for him to not have exactly a pulse, so there I maybe should have played the cavern in case we draw something like that we could miracle, but wizard +2. So I'm not going to bottom the Crows and Grip because it's not something that is relevant right now. Really, the only card that matters here is oh, huh. So maybe I should have bottomed that, actually. I realized that ultimating Jace isn't exactly game over, you know? He has Creeping Tar Pit. So he can fetch here. Crows and Grip are back to basics. Going down to 7 cards in hand. Then our Jace isn't just, you know, win the game on the spot. So that was actually a really, really big mistake, I think. Letting him keep being able to do things. But luckily we have this Sword of Plowshares, so. Cascades into him, so we actually just can't let the him resolve. Shardless is fine. This game is just way closer than I thought it was going to be. Tar Pit's fine. Gonna plow it. Yes, I would love to miracle that. Now I'm just gonna keep plussing. Not gonna put that on bottom. Could have played this land, but it just doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm gonna put that one on bottom. I'm just gonna brainstorm. The plus plan is pretty good, but I think our hand is. Oh, I don't know. I kept that top that we can't use. That was pretty loose. But can I crack this fetch? Get a plains. So little time. This deck just has so many actions. It's hard to do anything with a deck like this. Alright. I'm gonna brainstorm. Put back these, because we can't use either of them. Ponder. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna put it back. Top, Entreat, Strand, no shuffle. Play Caracas. Next turn, Miracle, Entreat. Liliana's fine. Okay, so we got that game. I think we made like a couple little mistakes. It's really good to know exactly what cards he brings in, though, because I think that will change how I want to sideboard a little bit. So he does bring in Sylvan Library, and he has multiple Pithing Needles, so I think that for Game 3, something like the Wear and Tear is going to be really good. Unfortunately, we only have 3 minutes left on the clock, because Miracles takes up so much of its time, especially on Moto. Just fetch land, you know, so activate top, activate Jace, activate this, activate that. So we don't have very much time to win this Game 3, but I think that I'm going to have a little bit better of an idea how I want my deck to look with more information. So I think that I'm actually going to bring in both Wear and Tear. Seems like a really powerful card in this matchup. I almost don't want to bring in Back to Basics, Just because getting into that fight, especially with 3 minutes left on the clock against a deck that I know keeps in Corrosive Grips and Abrupt Decays, is not, it's not something I'm very interested in. You definitely don't have time to win with something like Moat. I think our best way to win is like stick an early Jace or like a Vendilion Click. Rest in Peace still seems fine, but I'm going to try something like this. Even though Back to Basics was certainly the card that, it definitely won us our last game. I don't think there's enough time left on the clock for it to win this game, so. This hand's great, though. I'm going to keep. Has multiple cards to kill him. Has a top. Top's going to take up a lot of our time, though, so. Oh. If he plays something like a Goyf, I'm almost certainly going to want to force it. Him. I'm actually going to let him happen. Okay. It took our thing and a land. Our click and a land, which does kind of suck, but I don't think forcing it is like the best play, so. Liliana. Alright, I'm going to spin top. Rest in Peace and a Jace. So Jace is definitely one of our best ways to win. So I'm just going to put Rest in Peace, Jace, then this Plains. Definitely going to Force of Will that. And then pass. As kind of slow as Jace could be in a game like this, seemed like our fastest way to win here. Brainstorm's fine. I almost think I should have activated top in response to that Brainstorm, because if you play something like Land, Corrosive Grip Art top, then that's actually pretty like backbreaking. I almost wish that I'd kept in Back to Basics instead of this Wear and Tear, because this game it's looking like Back to Basics would have been house. So let's use that. Ooh. We could just ride a 4-4 to victory. I think that might be our best shot. Okay, so he wastelanded us, so new plan. We're gonna need to crack this fetch land. I think I'm just gonna get basic island, because better against future wastelands. Alright, island. Top. The Brainstorm's pretty good, actually. So I'm gonna put it back. Top, Cavern, Brainstorm. Build until end of turn. Play Brainstorm. Put back Terminus. Or put back top Terminus. Play Tundra and pass. Okay, so I could have upkeep, used the, I could have upkeep cast the Terminus, but I didn't think that play was very good. I guess it does stop something like exactly Jace the Mind Sculptor being cast off of Deathrite Shaman, but it didn't seem very great to me. I think that there's no shot that we can win this game anymore, especially with 1 minute left on the clock and him having resolved to Jace, but I guess there's no reason to give up yet, though. I should have put the top in a different order. I don't really have enough time. So yeah, this chase is gonna happen. He's gonna Brainstorm. Makes sense. Get further ahead. So in these matchups, we just really saw me get destroyed over and over again by Shardless. I think that Devin's List has a lot to offer for this matchup, with the Pithing Needles, the Sylvan Library, a bunch of Planeswalkers, just many ways for him to get ahead. And I think at least the last match he played really well. So yeah, I think that about sums it up for the Miracle Shardless matchup. Especially if you're as unexperienced of a Miracle pilot as I am, then I don't think you really want to play against Shardless. It seemed like he really just mopped the floors with us all those matches. So it's possible. I was definitely making a lot of mistakes. I mulliganed pretty low a couple times, but I just think the matchup is not great. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, I'm just going to concede because there's 5 seconds left on the clock. So yeah, I think that towards the end of that match, the sideboarding was much better. So like the configuration that we submitted was much better than the previous couple matches. But even then, the matchup felt really rough. You know, the discard spells are surprisingly good against Miracles. Like as a Grixis player, I don't usually love cards like Cabal Therapy against Miracles because they normally have the top out early, but something like Thoughtseize and him are much better than Cabal Therapy because you don't have to name something specifically. You can just like take whatever their best card is, and him always being a 2-for-1 when Miracles generally has cards in their hand is really good. And just having access to cards like Abrupt Decay just makes Shardless matchup much better against Miracles than I would have thought. I would think the matchup would be pretty close. He definitely has a lot of 2-for-1s, but it seems like the deck's really bad at dealing with Terminus. But he has so many good value cards too. Like every time Ancestral Vision was just insane against us, and the Shardless agents were always 2-for-1s. All of his cards are good 2-for-1s. So that will definitely happen. But yeah, thanks again for tuning in for these matches. That sums it up for today.